Hey everybody, Adam Savage in my cave with my prop gun case. Hang on, I'm gonna get a better shot here. Time was, if you came to the cave a few years ago, I would have run around all the parts of the cave to show you a lot of my favorite things in this building. And a lot of those would have been movie weapons, prop weapons, and guns that I had collected and built and traded and refined and improved over the years. And then I decided to put it all in one place, a compendium of the whole collection. And that's when I made this fake turn of the 19th century Louis Vuitton case to house my gun collection in. And it's broken. It has broken. The brokenness is the lights stopped working in this half, number one. But there's also... It needs some loving care and some kindness because a device like this, when you have it around for a while, it tends to get beaten up. And it's not just like you build it and then it's done. I've added some guns in here. I need to add a few more. I need some space for those. I got a couple of lawgivers. It's a long story, but for the most part, the lights stopped working in this house. That's the first, in this half, that's the first thing I'm going to fix. And then, oh man, see, things are falling out. I'm going to remove everything from here and put it on the workbench. That's the first step. Then we will tackle the lighting issue. But this is the thing is like, this doesn't... I guess I originally thought of this as a piece of furniture for the guns. And while it is, to a certain extent, it is also its own prop and needs its own care and upkeep. And that's what today is about. We'll include a link to the original build in the description. Okay, let's get some Legos. Hey. Joe. Getting down is so hard. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, hopefully this will get it just going. Nope. Then the problem is probably in this wire connection. So let's strip it. Hopefully this will make it all lit up. Bingo! That was it. A single errant electrical connection. There was two possibilities, and that was the second one. Okay, so now, Oh, what's that? Oh, that's Sam Spades. That's awesome. All right, so I want to try populating. So we'll go back to Samaritan. Oh, wait. Sorry. This Samaritan. So then maybe we'll do Alien, Blade Runner, Mother's Defender, Guardians, sure. K's blaster goes in there too. Right, that would be K's. Okay. So then, let's try Star Wars. Let's try DL-44. Ray. Jin. Oh, no, sorry, that's not Jin. That's Mando. That's Jin. And then, those are Star Wars. Oh, right, yes, so. Blade Runner blaster. Holster can live there. Let's say Ghost in the Shell thermoplastic pistol lives in the Blade Runner universe. underneath that, we can do Men in Black. Actually, let's do Men in Black down here. And we can do Noisy Cricket there. Star Galactica, that feels a little too prominent. Go. Indiana Jones, let's do that. These are John Wick. Rules and Wanted and Wanted. Oh, that's the Professional and that's Wanted. Eastwood. Yosemite Sam. In the Line of Fire. Mythbusters. Assassin. Episode. Forbidden Planet. The Lawgiver right here. And we can do both of them. Awesome. Oh, right. This is that's Hey! Oh! Did you really just fail like that? All right. Let's see what I can do. All right. That's a nice ray gun display, and I'll figure out a way to, gotta glue that down a little bit. Look, so part of what's happening here is literally that I'm just like engaging with the collection again and sort of getting to know it and to know what I want out of it, how I want to show this thing off. It was not in a great state at the most recent open source, and I hid it from everyone who came because it wasn't in a great state. So I want to get that back for next year. On the right side, I think we've got a really nice complement here. All the Blade Runners are here. We have Ghost in the Shell. We've got Samaritan, Aliens, Judge Dredd, Logan's Run, Guardians. Then down here, we've got In the Line of Fire, Inglourious Bastards, Fury Road, Forbidden Planet, Star Wars. We got Han Solo, Jyn Erso, Rey, and Mando. Oh, here, wait, that. This goes over here with the lawgivers. Okay. The lawgivers and the law takers away. Oh, right, and then... Right, there's the standard issue. Yep, the standard issue had stole from Men in Black. And I have some room. So let's get some other things going on in here. Number one. Yeah, let's do Star Trek there. No, let's do Star Trek down here. Ah, that's it. Okay. Let's do Clint Eastwood here. And then we'll do Yosemite Sam down here. And then we'll do Star Trek here next to Men in Black. And then we'll also do a nice revolver here, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then we can do In the Line of Fire and the Angolan Prison. And then that's Event in the News. This is another Dr. Accord board. Right. That goes here. My Jasper Johns. It's my favorite gun I ever made on Mythbusters. Love that thing. I love this thing. This was all to test what it would take to knock a gun out of someone's hand. And we did the math and we figured out the physics were pretty close to Jamie hitting this with a baseball bat while I held it. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. Reader, it hurt a lot. This is Sean Morgan's beautiful replica of Ripley's harpoon gun from the end of Alien. That's going to live right here. Yep, that's great. Lovely. And lovely. Okay, we've got Mortal Engines, which honestly almost wants to be like that. I really like that one. Let's try that one. Great. Okay, there's also this, my Jawa blaster. See, that's also got to live in here somewhere, and that's maybe what lives there. Yeah, I think that is. I think that's got to. Come on in here. Ooh. Oh. Everything. I dropped everything at once. All right. Here's what I'm going to put in here. I'm going to put in a tube that holds a screw, and that should give me a nice temporary mounting point that I can commit to later. This goes there. That's it. That's correct. Okay, so then the lightning gun, he lives there, and that's nice and safe. And this business, yeah, let's try that. Great. Happy. Happy, happy. Joy, joy. Let's put a washer at the end of each one of those. Because otherwise these will just fall right off. So here's what I meant by putting a washer on the end of those. Is that that's just going to keep them from slipping off as I'm moving this around. And I should be able to relatively easily center it and get it into position. Let's see here. Same thing here for this guy. Didn't stick through. That's awesome. Beauty. So now this should stay and not slip off, which it does not. That's great. Marvelous. Lovely. And then this should also stay up here and not slip off, which it does. That's marvelous. You live there. That is a grabbage. Okay, the other Samaritan can live down here. That's great. Yosemite Sam bullets. Coming along nicely. I feel like there's still a couple more pieces that need to go in there. See, I have some of these, which are some very nice Wolverine claws. These are made from the studio files for the Wolverine film. They're not handguns, though. But I do feel like they would be well to be represented in here. And I have another pair. Those are newer pairs. These are more X-Men First Class pairs. Yeah, so I've been lucky to collect really nice aluminum CNC machine from Studio Files Wolverine claws. Maybe we... I'd think about the Wolverine claws. I'd think about them. There's some spectacularly ugly grunk on the top of this, so let me take care of that. This is just some ISO. That was pretty reasonable. The fact is, I have a little bit of baby fat here. I have some room to expand, a couple of slots in some other places, so I will take them. But the thing that I need to do right now that I have never done is actually paint this thing, tie this together and give it a paint job. Give it a little bit of a weathering pass. That's what this needs right now. It needs a final weathering pass to be called done. Oh, right. I've got to do this business. Wait. There we go. Let's see if I can make this work. Oh, nope. Are you kidding me? Really? All right, let's try. Let's try this. Great. Let's try that. One more. Okay, so that is the basic structure of this gun. And now it needs a paint job. Like I said, what are you doing here on the floor? So it needs a paint job because it's not tied together yet. It looks kind of tied together, but it needs to be a little more abused and brutalized. So I'm going to do some kind of overall painting to it and see what I can achieve here. Here's my big bottle of Streaks and Tips. I was saving it for a special occasion. Feeling good about that. I'm feeling all right.
I'm feeling all right. I'm not feeling too good myself.
I think, however, that this needs to move into the other room where it's much brighter. So I'm actually going to clear space over there and move it in. Okay, first I'm going to try scratching off some of this streaks and tips, which is basically just hairspray. And then I'm going to hit the whole thing with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and attempt to bring it down. But first, we're going to start with this kind of business. Just exposing the high points. Outstanding. That's just what I was hoping for. Ooh. Good. was digging it. I think I need to let that sit overnight and think about what it did. Let's talk about this zone I'm in right now. This feels like an instructive zone from a weathering standpoint because I'm looking at details on this that I super dig. The Fuller's Earth down there, I love it. It's given me a lot of like I've been stored in a bad place vibes, which is what I wanted out of this. This is a pre-1900 Louis Vuitton steamer trunk pattern that I found. Remember that from the original video. Anyway, what is the key zone that we're in here is my weathering's all a little bit too regular and feels a little Pottery Barn-ish. It feels a little world market, that kind of weathering. And I'm now in need of some real world rotting inspiration. So I'm going to do a little search on rotting steamer trunks and see if I can't find a specific detail of a steamer trunk that's rotting that gives me a zone to start to make even worse than this sort of general, because this is how things don't rot evenly all the way over. They get put into a corner and the bottom of that corner might be damper than the top. And so they rot from the back that you can't see, those kind of things. This is the sort of narratives you have to build when you want to make something look like it's super, super old. Yeah, I'm going to do a little inspiration research right now. It's funny. One of the things I'm determining is that like old steamer trunks generally look pretty rotted in a pretty consistent fashion. I'm really looking for, oh, you know what? It's maybe even like not even steamer trunk, but like rotted. Let's try rotted trunk. I haven't found the exact answer to my problem. Looking up old steamer trunk calls up endless DIY restoration projects, so not quite the sort of rotting furniture porn I was hoping for. But Mold Busters had great pictures on their website of different kinds of mold. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit more of this, the Fuller's Earth treatment. I'm going to hit it with some Scotch Guard to kind of seal it down there. Then I'm going to add some other powders, and then I'm going to play around with a bit of a mold section, maybe down here, something like that. But yeah, I'm also, thinking, yeah, I'm going to get some gloves on because this is going to be messy AF.
Oh, this is great. All right. Oh, I gotta go cool down a little bit. I'm just a little too sweaty. I'm feeling really good about it. It's looking really good. It's not quite what I had started out this part of the video telling what I was expecting to achieve, but yeah. I'm gonna call this. It's pretty fine. I put it on a set and I would be pretty happy with it. It tells a story. Might not be my best work. You know what it needs? It needs some of this peeling away. It needs some of the covering rotting away. And that's more than I'm going to do in this video. But I'm going to look for some inspiration for steamer trunk stuff rotting away. I mean, the covering, the outer texture. But if any of the Louis Vuitton train spotters out there spot real hardware on here, you're right. It is actually some Vuitton hardware. I bought an old, absolutely decimated Vuitton steamer a couple of years ago and stripped it for parts and put them on this thing. Yeah. Let's... Yeah, that's lovely. That's great. Let's light it up. Yeah. Yeah. I was a little too in the Counting Crows end. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm pleased. It feels like something. It feels like a real thing. We'll deal with that at some other point. That little valence that needs that little holiday that needs a little attention. We'll deal with that. I think it may end up being that there are more Dr. Grodbortson, that there are more other. It is a moving target. Ha! See what I did there? Thanks everyone for joining me for this. Hey, if you find some great rotting steamer trunk inspiration, post it in the comments. I'd love to see it. Adam out. I'll see you guys next time.
You're still here? Great. I want to tell you about some of the stuff we've got for sale at adamsavage.com, including a new gear bag. I know it looks like two gear bags, but these are two versions of the same bag. And this is a new line we're calling the Everyday Gear Bag, or EDGB. This is inspired by a gear bag I made for a piece of kit last year. I found this beautiful red zipper I really liked, and then I took some sailcloth and I made a bag of this form factor. And I just sort of fell in love with this kind of lunchboxy kind of thing. So we made a bunch of them. Most of them are in red. A few precious ones are in orange. And if we sell out, we will make some more. Go to adamsavage.com and get yours today.